So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, it went to zero.
GM, welcome back to the channel, and we are in this video taking a look at the various altcoins on the shopping list here. So we have Bitcoin taking a bit of a nosedive down, nothing major, but still kind of broken below the mid-range. And so that kind of purple pocket you can see on screen is somewhere we're looking for Bitcoin to come and travel towards. Now, if you've kept up to date with Eric Kran's recent analysis, quad witching day, a load of options expiries this Friday, also the moon phases, should be a bullish moon come Friday as well. It just seems like stars are aligning for a potential bottom area to be posted somewhere around the end of this week. So Bitcoin clearly still in a bit of a downtrend here, 65.6 this morning here. And so if Bitcoin does come down, maybe even as far as the range lows, but maybe somewhere around 60K, 7% off, 5% off, 3% off, somewhere in this kind of region is where I'm thinking we're going to bottom out. And so with that in mind, we've got some bids placed on some various altcoins. So we're going to go through those today and see how far away we are, because a lot of them are very close to being hit. So I'm going to be filled hopefully this week on a load of positions and then pretty much done in terms of allocations. Then it'll just be down to gambling bits on the side, going for the meme coins and others. But in this video, it's more non-meme coin stuff, more fundamental driven plays. So if you do enjoy this one, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and we'll jump on in. So a brief bit of news here. We have whale alerts, $1 billion USDT minted at Tether Treasury. Again, this does not occur in a bear market. So I think a lot of people need to try and adjust their thinking here, because Twitter sentiment's been horrendous for a while, and it can lead you into a bit of a downward spiral in terms of your thoughts over the markets and leave people to actually miss the kind of woods from the trees. But essentially what I think is happening here is we're just readying the kind of final shakeouts before the major legs of this market, which probably occur Q3, Q4 into Q1 of next year. And that's probably somewhere around Q1 where we top, in my opinion, but we'll see how things play out. But generally things like this are bullish. $1 billion of new money coming into the space in the form of dollars. What do you think people are going to do with their dollars? They're not going to just park them somewhere and just hold stables. They're going to be bidding with these. Paolo has two updates here. So the first one was that. The second one here, something's coming today from Tether. We'll wait and see what this is. But he says, after a year of hard work, Tether will unveil its new class of digital assets products on Monday, the 17th of June. And then a bowl of maybe soup, maybe saying something's cooking here. Not quite sure what this is going to be, but new digital asset class. We'll wait and see to find out what exactly that is. But with Tether making more moves in the market, again, bullish overall. Then Saylor came through with an announcement on Friday. So MicroStrategy announcing convertible notes, and this offering actually increased. So essentially, he was trying to raise $500 million, and then that's increased now to $700 million, of which, of course, as you can see from his face down there, he is going to be buying Bitcoin. So absolute 1000% conviction, as we know he has. And so 700 mil of bid coming to the markets from Saylor, from MicroStrategy. So this is kind of the face of the Bitcoin plunge protection team here. So although chart doesn't look amazing and looks like we do want to stab down a bit lower, there's a lot of things going on in the background which make you very bullish on the midterm. Maybe there is a little bit more of short-term pain here, but I think we're like very near the bottom for a load of these altcoins. Now, let's talk about some AI coins to start with here. So this is Render. Now, I think AI is going to have a huge leg soon. We have Apple as an example here pushing into the AI space. And what you can see on screen here is essentially the iPads and also your phones. They're going to have AI built in where you can do things like that. It's going to predictively tell you what the outcome for maths sums are, that kind of stuff. And so you're just moving towards the kind of artificial intelligence and human relationship blending into one. People obviously have shit tons of Apple-based products, and so that is coming to a market near you very shortly. OpenAI direct partnership, having it embedded within Apple products as well. So your Siri will have ChatGPT embedded within it, which is pretty crazy. Also, do note that the former, I think he was one of the higher ups at the NSA, someone over there is now coming to play a major role at OpenAI. So ChatGPT could well be spy tech if tinfoil hat is correct. So do be aware of that. Maybe you're going to want to try and buy an Android at some point in the not too distant future. But I think for all sakes and purposes, privacy is absolutely gone at this point, but not to digress too much. AI coins here likely going to send. So if you can get a triple bottom kind of formation posted on render, which is one of the strongest coins here. So around this level, it's around $6.95 to $7 is where the bids are set for myself. It's currently at $7.60. Did have a bit of a relief rally over Sunday, posted up to like $8.20, but now down to $7.63. If Bitcoin does tumble further into this pocket, I think we're going to get a good opportunity to scoop some of these altcoins. And this is kind of a territory where if it breaks below, obviously there's going to be some bad cascades here, but I think if you're bullish, you bid these kind of areas. So that is render. Comfortable play. This one now, IONET, is obviously a much newer coin because it was only released on the 11th, I believe it was, 11th of June. So it is like a week old. Price action here, there was some big moves. So this was kind of the contract high around 450s-ish. There were some huge bids came into the market here. Individual was bidding like 500K. And so you've had some big moves up, people just getting their allocations, clipping in massively, comes down, test this area, 450s again, probably likely to be tested. Maybe we come and test these kind of candles here, 430s, maybe even $4, who knows. Harder to actually call on such a fresh new chart, but I think in terms of the AI category, having a kind of fresh chart, fresh narrative, 400 mil market cap. Yes, the FDV on this is a couple billion. I think it's like $4 billion FDV on IONET. So there is inflation, but it is quite far removed. No major inflation till June of next year, but I think this can trade a lot higher and maybe on a circulating basis come and challenge. There's quite a lot of AI coins around a couple $1 billion. So that'll put this at like maybe a 4x up from here. So very interested to see what happens with the AI baskets. So bids set on there. Got bids in for Solana as well. This one's being fudded quite heavily at the moment, mainly due to the fact people don't like Ansem's replies, etc. on Twitter. So everyone is fudding Sol. I think as of recent, there was some FTX sales of Solana. The institutional buyers seem to be buying at around $100. So that would seemingly set a bit of a price floor on this. But you can see there's some key levels here around the 130-ish region. The actual Pico lows here around 120s. Sol did move up to 150 over the weekend, but seemingly coming down here with Bitcoin weakness. For me, one of the easier bids to just close your eyes, accumulate Sol, and it should do very well through the cycle because all the new narratives, the meme coin trading, a lot of new consumer dApps, etc. are being built on Sol. D-Pin's being built on Sol. It seems to be the home for a lot of stuff, so it would make sense that Sol's value continues to grow. And hopefully with the ETH ETF, Sol will be pulled along with that narrative as well. But I do expect short-term, ETH will outperform Sol, and then later on, Sol will then outperform yet again and reprice upwards. In terms of gaming coins here, Crown I have been unfortunately buying on the way down here. And it looks like someone's just been smashing the sell button here and T-wapping out huge clips. It's moving towards an area that's pretty key on the charts here around 40 cents. It's tickled this kind of region a few occasions. A few stabs down here to low 40s. But it's getting into a deep value territory. It's a 70 mil market cap here. And the stats on Crown continue to go from strength to strength. They've also got the mobile app coming. So imagine playing the game on mobile, opening up that market to mobile-only users. I think that's going to be huge. And the stats generally, as you can see here, platform fees season by season have been trending upwards. The amount of races has been continuing to go up. Deposits down, yes, in USDC. Crown deposits up, people staking it for track revenue share. Race entry fees generally have been quite healthy as well. So there's not been really any alarming stats that I've seen on here. It does seem to be still a growing game, which is obviously good. But there must be one big seller in the markets, because I know that the team actually extended their vesting period for this recently as well. So it doesn't make too much sense this being that low, but I think generally gaming sentiment has been in the pits for a while. And if this can base off here at around 40 cents, I got some bids in at 40 cents. So hoping that gets filled. That's 10% down move from here. So we'll wait and see how that one pans out. But gaming sentiment got to be near the lows. Charts being crushed. Surely, you're within a few percent, maybe 10, 20, 30% of the actual bottom. And then you're kind of upside if we have a major run in gaming. Multiples and multiples. So I think there's decent risk and reward down here to be bidding this. So I do have my bids set. And my last one here of notes. So we've gone through Render, Ionet, Sol, Crown, and Tapioca is the fifth coin here. So 5 kind of utility tokens, if you will, that I want to add big bags to. And Tapioca seems to be a very undervalued and under the radar pick here. So this is obviously a borrow lend market. Have done a deep dive on the Blockmates channel on this if you want to check it out. Tapioca Dao, the first native layer 0 lending and borrowing protocol, and it's only the second ever project to use the Sushi Swap, Bento Box, and Kashi lending tech. So this is kind of yield bearing strategies that can be created so you can park funds and have them really put to work for you and generate some potentially very big returns. Now, bear in mind, layer 0 may net on the 20th, which is Thursday. Tapioca Dao may net this Thursday. So it has the layer 0 narrative. It has a stablecoin narrative with USD 0, which I think is a big one as well that people overlook a bit. And the kind of money markets in DeFi are a little bit boring these days, and they're bringing something totally different with the omni-chain approach, i.e. park your ETH on ETH mainnet, take out a loan on XYZ chain, maybe Linear or something a bit more obscure. It's going to make the experience a lot more composable. Now, LBP, token launched around $2. There was people cashing in their options. There was a 50% discount. You could buy more. So essentially, say you put 10K in, you had the option to buy another third at a 50% discount. Obviously, people took the arbitrage, took the profit, sold up to around 180, now down to about 160 today. Market cap's just 13 mil on this, and I do think this is a potential unicorn, aka $1 billion company in the making, and it has some huge upside in my humble opinion. So I have bought a bit more as well. I got involved with the LBP, exercised my options, and then bought a little bit more. And if this dips down much more, so say it comes into maybe this region here at 140s or something crazy, I'll be looking to buy more. I mean, 13 million market cap for the potential of this, I think is very, very cheap. And when you look at some of the competitors, so these are the kind of lower level competitors, Spell's the easiest comparison because they were the other user, as we saw here, the other user of Sushi Swap's Bento Box and Kashi lending tech. So they previously used that last cycle. Spell, even though it's been crushed, still has over 100 mil market cap. Cream Finance, been hacked numerous times, loads of exploits, over 100 mil market cap. If I did want to really price this against one of the big boys, Arve's over $1 billion protocol there, but we'll keep it low level. Tapioca to Spell, I do think this repricing will occur. We'll get Tapioca towards Spell. And another obvious one, to be honest with you, because these guys actually copied some of the docs of Tapioca word for word. Radiant. So Radiant, again, Tapioca's got to catch up with a team like this who are just trying to copy and paste what Tapioca have been doing. That price is Tap at a $10 price level. So I just think this is actually just a well mispriced asset on the market. It's on Arbitrum. Uniswap Arbitrum has liquidity, and it's not currently on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko with like a proper listing chart, all that good stuff. So it's not discoverable for the masses at this moment in time. But obviously DeFi has been towards the pits, the bottoms. Curve liquidation potentially will mark the bottom. And then out of that darkness could come some light here with the likes of Tapioca doing something brand new, really, really interesting. They've got about $10 million of protocol-owned liquidity, which generates yield which will go to Tap token kind of stakers. They're called TW Tap, time-weighted Tap, people who are locked for an amount of time. So really excited just to see how this one plays out. But those are kind of the 5 picks utility coin wise, as Bitcoin is at 65.7K this Monday morning. Just quick check in. ETH, how is ETH doing? Doesn't look particularly healthy, but ETH ETF, as Gensler mentioned, coming in July, it looks like. So this could well just be the final shakeout before everything sends. I think there's just a lot of bullish things in the market that aren't really fully priced in. And although the sentiment is pretty bad, it makes sense to me to be bidding these areas now. So 3,500 ETH probably looks cheap in a few months' time. Anyway, enjoy your days. See you in the next one. Peace.